So the head of Emma Willard has a box outside of her office that students place questions in, and every Friday she picks a couple of the questions that have been placed in the box and she gets up in front of the school and answers them. Well, she kind of got tired of doing that every Friday all by herself, so she opened it up to have faculty volunteer to answer questions. And I've done it a few times, and I keep thinking, why did I not videotape myself giving this row rumbles? But I've decided to make a video of my latest one because it's got some slides with it. So the question that I got up and answered was, what is your favorite bread? And this is my response. One of my earliest memories is of making braided bread with my mother. The whole process was so tactile. You roll out pieces of dough like snakes until they're long enough to braid. The dough is so soft and squishy and stretchy. It feels super light in your hands. Pounding, punching, kneading the dough, you couldn't really mess it up, or so I thought at the time. I don't even think I realized I was making food. It was arts and crafts time. I didn't know it then, but the bread we were making was a traditional Swedish coffee bread. If you've never had it, there is a distinctive flavor that comes from cardamom seeds. My mother is 100% Swedish, so I'm half Swedish. My mom, Sigrid Oskarsson, and my nana, Harriet Blume Oskarsson, and my mother's nana, Alma Soderquist Blume, have been making this bread, mothers and daughters, for generations. Not one to mess with the generational tradition, I'm determined to teach Kayla the joys of making and eating this bread. So a few days ago, at 4 p.m., I mentioned the starting time to show you how long the entire process took me. I set out to the grocery store to buy the requisite ingredients: cardamom seeds, eggs, flour, milk, and sugar. I'll give you an idea of how many problems I had by listing the Google searches I made throughout the long evening. Google search number 1, how to scald milk. Who knew you had to almost burn milk to make bread? Google search number 2, why did my bread not rise? I didn't know that the ambient room temperature needed to be somewhere in the tropical level in order for the yeast to be happy. Google search number 3, what if I forgot to put egg in my dough? Can I add it later? Enough said about that one. Finally, with my third batch, something goes right. The braids look and feel perfect. But then, Google search number 4, why did my gorgeous braided bread droop and flatten and spread out like pancakes? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Finally, around 12:30 in the middle of the night, over 8 hours later, I had 2 loaves. They weren't perfect, but they were warm and tasted like I remember. Obviously, making bread is an art. I'm going to have to perfect this process. Kayla, get ready for more baking. I really was right so long ago when I thought this was arts and crafts time. Jedalske day. To this bread and all my Swedish ancestors, I love you.